Take
two. Yep.
The wheels on the bus go round and round. Well, I suppose people could watch the 1-minute video of us live and figure out what this is all about.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So the producer is going to throw me under the bus and say that it was my fault that we had to abruptly cut the show like that.
I agree with her.
Yeah, I probably do too.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will find out what this bus is all about right after this.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
Will be everything looks crooked today.
Yeah. We've started the show off right.
We did.
Hey, I know.
It's
bang.
Hey, we just had a long holiday weekend.
Just getting back.
We had Thanksgiving, and then we had Black Friday, then we had Small Business Saturday, and then we had Cyber Monday. And
throwing a parade in between then.
We threw in a parade in between. Yeah. So
a lot going on in the last 6 days.
A little punch drunk.
Right?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So, it's just kind of that week we just kind of sit back and relax and get prepped for Christmas.
Yeah, and it's a short Christmas season.
Yeah.
Because Thanksgiving was short. Yeah. And it was my birthday on Monday, which is why the wheels on the bus go round and round, because it is all about me.
Is it like a birthday month for you, or is it just you get a one day and done?
Oh, no, I get the whole year.
The year.
Yeah.
What does our producer say about that?
Do I get the whole year?
He's far too spoiled.
Oh,
there you go.
Goodness.
I get the whole year.
Wow.
So I got breakfast in bed.
You are crooked, by the way.
Nice.
See, now she's calling me crooked.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, so I got breakfast in bed, and then
what was breakfast?
Scrambled eggs, toast, and chocolate.
Nice. Okay, she takes care of you.
Yeah.
Good.
We're getting bounced around here. So, anyhow, yeah. So, all right, I threw you under the bus today.
Yes, you did.
I did. And now you call it throwing it under the bus. I call it something entirely different.
What is that?
Truth.
Truth. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
take this off camera. Okay? Yeah. I don't want to say what I need to say here. Okay. But anyway.
Yeah.
So
we are going to be having Trash Talk next Wednesday.
Correct.
With Sydney. And she will be brought here by bus. And Julie,
are you driving the bus?
I'm going to be driving the bus. So I think Julie's a little OCD here.
All right. Anyway, so let's lean.
Okay. Here. Which way does it go? Should we go like this?
No,
Is that the wrong way?
Okay.
Okay, we'll go this way.
So.
Is that better? Okay. Anyway, so she will be here. I think we should do a new podcast called Trash Talk with Sydney.
Well, that's something to discuss with her.
Yeah. Don't you think that would be a fun show?
That would be good. Yeah.
So, by the way, I learned something new. I was of the impression that batteries and the car batteries and everything like that are just stored in, essentially football fields if you go to France, back to back, because they can't dispose of the batteries. Well, I just learned that they have a new recycling process. The company that does it has a proprietary fluid where they literally take the whole metal and all, take literally the whole car engine battery with all the metal and all the plastic and everything like that. They put it in this conveyor belt. It gets dumped into a liquid, which is their special formula. It's a proprietary formula, which breaks down the different materials, and I guess it takes away the power or whatever it is that might be in there. So it basically neutralizes all of that, and then it grinds it up. And then through the grinding process into small little pieces, they are able to separate the copper and the gold and everything that's in there from the plastic, from the material that's used to create the battery. And so they literally, by the end of the process, have 3 bags. They have one with all the copper and everything. They have another one with all the plastics. And then they have another one with this recyclable battery material that they can then make new batteries out of. So...
That's interesting.
And it uses water as well, but it's recycled water. It keeps regenerating. And it creates zero pollution.
Wow. That is interesting.
It is.
Yeah, you were prepped for that
I
today,
just,
huh?
I just learned that. I thought that, because I was one of those guys that was always like, well, okay, so you're creating these batteries and then they're just going to sit in a landfill, which is worse than probably the gas.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has an idea of how that process works in general with batteries.
Yeah.
They tell you to dump them in this one area, or whatever, like the recycle bins that are separate. But then what happens?
Right.
Nobody
Well, and I guess this is one of the few companies that does this.
really.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
Somewhere like Nebraska or
It's the U.S. basically.
in the U.S. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Good.
So, all right. So, John,
Yes.
so you claim that I threw you under the bus.
You did. I'm not claiming it. It happened.
It was a throw under.
Yes, because
Okay.
our producer saw that too. So.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going with that was a total throw under the
Oh
bus.
yeah, definitely. And apparently, it hasn't been the first time you've done that to people.
That I've thrown people under the
Yes.
bus. See, I don't ever throw anyone under the bus. I think it's more of a jest.
Okay. That's what you think.
So
Okay.
you make it kind of a. My dad used to always say, "There's many truths said in jest." So.
Okay. That's not how it came off. Okay. If you think that way, great.
Okay, so let me ask you a
Still
question
not gonna
about.
give you a pass on that one.
I know. Let
Okay.
me ask you a question though on this one. So, if in order to throw someone under a bus, must you name that individual?
No, but you imply it. I mean, there's only 2 of us in the room, so I would assume that,
Okay. Now, when I was talking to this person, though, I just said, "Oh, a certain somebody was supposed to notify you."
and she knew exactly who you were talking about because it's either you or me.
It could have been Julie. It could have been Jonathan. It could have been.
Yeah, okay.
Stop trying
You're
to.
trying to justify it. That's all right. Let's
Okay,
move
so-
on because you've already done enough damage. You're going to dig yourself a bigger hole here. So
You know what? I have lived in this proverbial hole
yeah,
because I've dug such a deep hole.
I'm getting such a better understanding of you and how you operate. It's after a few years of doing this, I'm finally learning something new about you.
You are.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I see a different side of you now. So.
Really? So you're just starting to learn?
Well, it's the first time you've ever thrown me under the bus.
Is it?
That I know of.
Oh, okay.
So,
I will never throw you under the bus again, John.
okay.
My apologies.
All right, we'll see.
I'm sorry.
Till next week, right?
Huh?
Till
No.
next week.
If she doesn't show up next week, I'll throw her under the bus.
I know. So, yeah. How long can you go before you throw somebody under the bus?
How long can I go?
That's a producer question. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I can go the rest of the show. Well,
Can you go the rest of the year? Would it be nice in doing that?
the rest of the year, not
Yeah.
throw one person under the bus.
Yes. Let's about 3.5 weeks.
Even in comedy.
Everything.
So no comedy, no
Comedy,
nothing.
Family, nothing. Is it possible?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll work with our producer to see how we can track that.
Can I throw me under the bus?
No, it's got to include you too.
Really?
Yes, you can't throw yourself under the bus. You got to start being nice to people.
He
know?
doesn't understand the concept of being funny doesn't have to berate somebody else.
Now hold on a minute. He just made a statement. Be nice to people. I think I'm a pretty nice guy.
until you throw them under the bus.
Oh,
Anyway, let's talk about some other things, okay?
well, now I need therapy.
That's a therapy session.
No, I know. Now I need therapy.
Different topic.
Because now people, I'm one of those guys who needs to be liked.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now you just told me that people don't like me.
I didn't say that.
All right, how about those parade?
Yeah, let's talk about
the parade.
Let's talk about the parade. We're going off the rails here, okay? So let's.
Well, we are actually going through a therapy session, which is much needed right now.
I
But,
gave you your marching orders. So let's see
Okay.
if you can do that, and then we'll talk about that at the beginning of the year. How well you did.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We'll see how that goes.
So go ahead, talk about the parade.
We'll do a weekly check-in.
All right. Go ahead and talk about the parade.
So yeah, so we had our 74th annual parade, holiday parade, as part of downtown's Small Business Saturday event during the day, and then we had the parade in the evening, and then there was some additional events going on at Anna Cider later in the evening. You know, so it was good. Ag Museum had events going on, so everybody kind of had something going on that whole weekend, which was great. There was a ton of people down there for the parade. We estimate about 5,000 people attended.
Nice.
That's kind of on what we did last year. The weather was perfect though.
Yes, it was.
Last year we froze. It was, remember how cold it
Yep.
was? This year it was light sweaters, jackets, whatever. But it was really a great night. It was. It was no rain, nothing, and we had a ton of people. It was good to see all the kids out there doing their thing.
Now,
So many kids out there.
How do you think overall the parade went?
Parade went smooth. It could have, there's some things we have to work on to make it a little more efficient. We had a few gaps here and there, and that was because we had some entries drop out last minute, literally the day of. So
Oh, really?
yeah, we had to kind of tighten it up a little bit, and we just didn't have enough time because they last minute dropped out. So it's hard to kind of shift everybody at one time. So
Yeah, because the last couple of years we had like a dancing group.
yeah, they didn't participate this year. You know, we had the cheerleaders, Santa Paula High cheerleaders did a little quick routine. We had the Zumba ladies that were doing some stuff. We had was it the Scouts or whatever that were right there that did some. There was somebody.
The
that did
martial arts people did
martial arts
something,
people, yeah.
and then we had some girls that did the mix with the dresses.
Yeah, they
So-
did that too. So it was a very different group this year. We had a lot of our same ones, but we had like 6 or 7 more entries this year
Nice.
than last year.
Yeah, it ran quite a bit longer than last year.
We were hoping about an hour and 15 based on what we had, and we ran about an hour 20 because we had some big entries. I mean, you look at the
Yeah.
school district; they had almost every school there, plus the band, plus the FFA, which was great. And then you had some of our car clubs that were big car clubs. So that was that took a little while. I think our last car club, I think, was probably like 20-some cars.
Oh, I
So-
counted more than that.
Yeah. I was counting for about 28 or 29. But that probably took about 10, 15 minutes to go through all that.
Yeah.
So it was that extended it. And then, Santa did his thing, and he didn't look like he wanted to go anywhere. So he was in the middle right there talking to
Yeah, he
Peggy.
stayed there, and
And he stayed and
Mrs. Claus stayed and talked.
Yeah. So Santa just didn't move on. He was just, I'm here to say what I need to say, him and Mrs. Claus. And they were great. We had snow twice. Santa
Yeah.
provided snow. Our Carpenters Union provided snow. Very creative entries this year. Very, very. We had a couple equestrian groups. So it was really cool to see that. What went on.
The bunny stepped in poop.
Bunny did.
Yep.
Oh wow.
The bunny couldn't see.
In his own poop or
No.
yeah, we had some equestrian groups that we had asked them that they clean up after themselves, and unfortunately I guess they didn't. So
So they're supposed to bring somebody that follows.
yes, that was specific to them. We told them that you need to bring somebody to clean up.
Yeah.
Normally our FFA would do it, but they were on floats this year. They had their own entries, so we asked each group, can you please
Oh, okay. So
Do
it's
your
normally
own.
a different group that does it.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
they were supposed to have somebody in each group, and both equestrian groups didn't bring anybody.
Right.
And then it's dark, so I'm sure you couldn't see everything. And so,
And the bunny has a hard time seeing in general at night.
yeah. Can the bunny get get it out of their fur?
The bunny got it out of fur.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'll make sure.
We just stuck him in the wash and
Okay.
put him through a cycle a couple times.
Okay. How
So-
do you like that?
He wasn't very happy coming out, but and then there was I believe there was a really nice, thoughtful, considerate person that came out and videoed it. I think.
Yeah, we had an individual who, after today I'm questioning, but but yeah, no, thank you to videoing it, and we're gonna put it up soon.
Yep.
Yeah, we're working on that, so people will be able to enjoy the parade. But yeah, you do it every year for us, and we enjoy that, and thank you for doing that. We get better every year doing it too. But we also had Peggy Kelly,
Yes.
Down at All Times, who does a great job every year. We had Steve Perez, one of our local DJs that does a lot of stuff as well. So it was really a good mix of everybody. Our 3 judges came back from last year. So it's kind of like the band got back together for the night. And it was kind of cool to see. Everybody kind of knew what they were going to do. Thank you to DSR Audio for providing the staging and all that stuff. So we kind of really, I think, worked well together this year. It was kind of an easy thing to do this year. Last year was tougher, I think, because of the weather. But this year, as we went through it, we're like, God, we're already prepped. We're ready to go. And
We had about an hour wait.
yes, yeah, we had some, a couple things that didn't, the streets were closed a little bit earlier than we had hoped.
Right.
So that was, and we realized that, our police department does a great job clearing it out. They did it like 30 minutes.
Oh my
which was
gosh.
awesome. They did a great job. But, so we need to adjust the times a little bit because we know now that they can do such a great job. We need to kind of adjust it a little bit. So we have a little gap there that we can tighten up between entries, between street closures, and
Yeah,
other
give the
things.
stores a little bit more opportunity to be able to.
Every year we get better at it.
Yeah.
So we kind of listed, we did a debrief, we kind of saw where some gaps were, and so we're going to tighten that up for next year. We're still going to do it again next year. On the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm not sure what the date falls on, but yeah, we're going to do it again, and hopefully we'll have a night parade again and doing that. So
And
You need to boost somebody's voice.
we need to boost. Oh. Okay, so whose voice?
Where am I plugging this in?
In the back? Okay,
let me pull my mic closer.
maybe I guess we can pull them a little closer. Oh, it's only gonna come from that. And you don't have the adapter for it. So Julie, just put the volume controls to the far right. Move them up to where the U is. No, to the far right. No, far right. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So you can maybe check back with that person and see if it sounds better. We've been having an issue where the StreamYard is making it too hot. And so I tried adjusting the voices, and on the video, the voices sound better, but then I guess streaming wise, they're coming out. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it from last week's podcast. I was like, I know I sound better than that, and it came out a little muffled.
Yeah, it was really hot
and tingy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was so trying to figure out the where the right audio setting is, and it's kind of hard to monitor it unless you put it on your phone, but then we'll get feedback. So
yeah, we'll figure it out.
yeah,
It's always a work in progress.
I know. You can throw me under the bus for that one.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure your producer's going to do that.
It's totally my fault. Totally on me.
Okay.
So
Wow, look
is
at
that
you.
throwing me under the bus? Does that constitute?
Yeah, that
throwing me-
is. So you see, you didn't even go.
That constitutes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it would be considered taking responsibility.
Well, there's a fine line there with that. Wow.
Can we-
you
can we
just had to
classi-
do it. You
Can we
just had to.
classify that one as taking responsibility?
Wow.
Can we just classify that one as taking responsibility?
We'll give you a pass. For
Okay.
That. Okay. You couldn't go a whole show without doing that, though. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the video on the parade, they didn't do the music this year.
Yeah.
So I thought they were going to do the music softly in the background, but they didn't run the music at all.
Now, when we talked about it, they decided to turn it off because they knew you were filming it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that might have, hopefully it helped you a little bit.
We have really good audio.
Good.
Really good audio. And so we'll be able to put some royalty-free music behind it when we display it. And then the judges, by the way, I think are going to be coming up with a new book. And it's going to be Peggy's One-Liners.
Yeah, she does have some great one-liners.
They were actually writing them down or recording them on the phone, going, "Oh my God, I gotta keep it." So
Peggyisms.
yes,
There you go.
Peggyism. There you go.
You know?
So something about those vehicles that go up and
bouncy
down.
cars.
Bouncy bounce. Yeah, bouncy bounce.
We love Peggy, and she loves to ad lib and everything, and it's great to listen to her because she's got such a beat on our community running the paper, so she knows everybody.
Yeah.
So we did have a script for her, and she follows it too. They kind of gives a little description of the entries, but we always like it when they kind of ad lib.
Was bouncy bounce part of the script?
No, I didn't have that down. So I had other words, and she kind of changed them around a little bit, but
Peggyisms.
Peggyisms.
I like
Very
that.
common.
Peggyisms.
So we give them a guide and kind of a description of the event, but we hope that they use their own personalities, like Steve and Peggy, that they did, and they were kind of playing off each other, which
Yeah.
was good. So, and that's what we hope, because it's got to be genuine. They can't just be reading.
Right.
It's their personalities. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and Peggy definitely has. She's got that kind of sense of humor where, and plus because she's an older lady, she can kind of get away with some of the things that she does say because it's, but she's got that kind of dry, read between the line type sense of humor, which is the kind of humor that I love. Absolutely love that kind of humor.
yeah.
No, I don't love that humor.
No.
Okay.
But we love her. I mean, she hosts a lot of different things. Which
Yeah.
is great. So so we kind of, I love having Peggy, and she'll be back next year too.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure she will.
Yeah. So she's
I think she will be. Those hearse that came by. I think that will be her last parade.
Yeah.
She will be in one of those hearse going down the street, and that will be her official last parade.
Maybe she'll be the grand marshal for that.
Yeah.
She would like. I think she'd enjoy
That would be. Yeah, I think she'd be. Yeah. That will be in her will.
Yeah, no. She's got a long way to go before that ever happens.
Yeah.
So, no, we love her. I mean, the whole community loves her. She's probably one of our most well-known people in our community.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows her and stuff, and she gets so involved and volunteers. I mean, it's all volunteer stuff. That's
Right.
all they did was volunteer. So
And the when she does the Oscar night, the fundraiser. I mean, she makes for a really a cool MC because it's not dry, it's not scripted,
Yeah.
and if you pay really close attention, sometimes you're like,
yeah,
wow.
and the Oscars gives her a lot of material.
Oh, it does.
What goes on, but
It does.
and in turn, she does so many things for the community, volunteers, and does a lot of things within their paper. In return, we should all subscribe to her paper.
Yeah.
We all should, because the newspaper industry's
Oh yeah.
not what it used to be, but it's important that we have a hometown newspaper, and she's one of the best at it.
Yeah.
And we need to continue to support her. So if you're not a subscriber to the paper, please subscribe. There's an online version, which is great. I think it's maybe $50 a year, which is nothing really.
Right.
Or you can get the actual paper delivered to you as well. But yeah, definitely support her, because she gives back way more than she gets in return.
I'm hoping that a lot of people do the online version that
It's cool.
that
I
is
love
growing
getting
up
the
on
online
her, and that population's starting to grow. And what's great about it too is if you were from Santa Paula but you don't live in Santa Paula anymore, you can still keep in touch with what's going on in Santa Paula.
A lot of people that live out of town that still subscribe to that.
My mom came from Tupper Lake, New York, and for the to this day she still gets the Tupper Lake Free Press.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And, so that's how it kept her connected to
Yeah.
her hometown when she left.
A lot of people do that now. I think that
Yeah.
from small towns, stuff that have these newspapers and stuff. So, but yeah, I think Santa Paula Times is one of the best papers we have in our. It really hometown. We
Yeah.
have some great hometown newspapers in the county, but I'm always partial to what she does.
Now, how would you say the small bit or the Black Friday and the Small Business Saturday? Did you get any kind of feelers as to what the initial reports are from business owners?
I think in general it was a little slower weekend than we had anticipated, and I think that's just the nature of everything right now. Because, and we talked about it, that there's so many things online that they're blasting with you with commercials and ads and everything. It's overwhelming for people. So I think people are just kind of looking at, it's probably gonna be a last minute rush. So last year people were spending money early, and I think people are holding on to the last minute, which is great, because if you go into the small businesses, I mean, they're going to pick up a last minute gift or whatever, So I think you're going to see an uptick in the next couple of weeks for all of our businesses.
It's a short window too.
Yeah, it is. I think
So
I
it's
think
not
taking
like
people
there's a
by
lot of
surprise.
shopping days.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're going to realize that starting this week. It's like, oh man, I got to start shopping.
Yeah.
But there's really a real big push by our larger companies out there for getting their online dollars, and which is, they do what they need to do, but we still need to support our small businesses in every community, not just Santa Paula. That's really, really important. And the personal touch you get, you get to actually come and touch things and see things and whatever.
Yep.
People, you're a very gracious host when they come in, and you greet them and you do all these, a lot of our businesses do that. So it's cool to see that personal connection, because if you buy it online, what is it?
Right.
There's no connect. But
Well, and a lot of times the pictures are not
exactly.
the reality.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You
know?
get this nice thing, you come back, it's a little,
Yeah, it's like,
but
okay, this is not at all what I was expecting.
So we're hoping that, and talk with the businesses, that we get a big uptick towards the end of the season. So if you haven't bought your gifts yet, go downtown, go throughout any business in Santa Paula, come to your shop. There's so many great businesses in our community. There really is, and a lot of hidden gems. And I don't know if a lot of people know that in not just our community, but any communities. There's so many. You go to any city, there's great little shops. And
Well, when we had that little hour break and everything was all pretty much set up, I was going on to, I was walking down the side of the street next to where Lily Fields and Santa Paula Trading were and everything like that. And so people that were just sitting there, as I was walking down, I was like, hey, you should get up and go check out some of these stores. They're really great stores. And, your space is going to be saved. Nobody's going to take it. You got a seat and everything. And so I actually got a few people to get up and go into their stores.
yeah,
And so, sometimes it takes that actually going out. And I think that's one of the things that I kind of do well is the ask, because I ask in kind of a non-threatening or pushy kind of way, but yet, we did this with PTYA. They needed lights and they needed new microphones, and I actually got 2 people to donate $3,000 each to get new mics and new lights.
yeah.
And it's kind of the way that I, draw people in. Now, if I could only do that for myself, that would be wonderful.
Well, maybe
But,
you start need to walk up and down all the streets of Santa Paula and talking to people.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's what I need to do.
Yeah, that would be
But-
great. We need a couple people like you doing that.
Yeah. But, it's just, it shows that if you stay inside your store, and you got all these people that are outside and you're staying inside your store, nothing's really welcoming them to get up and come in. And so just that little, hey, we got some really cool stores just right here and, behind you. So, we still have about another hour for the parade. Why don't you get up and, check them out. They got some really cool stuff.
And I don't think people realize it as they're walking by sometimes because you're fixed on something you need to do.
Yeah.
And you totally,
Like, I got to save my spot.
exactly, and you totally forget about that. But then once they start looking, it's like, wow. And the hope of the parade is we had so many people there. They're not all going to go, but they come back because they're like, oh, that's a cool shop. I'll need to come back.
Right.
And that's kind of the hope of when we have these kind of events in downtown or anywhere in the community, that people come back to our community to do that.
And after the parade was done, I didn't get out of there until after 9 o'clock. And Santa Paula Trading was still open, and she had people in her store.
Yeah, several businesses stayed open, and it
Yeah.
was good to see that. And that was kind of the hope that they would stay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. Every year's different. You know that. You
Yeah.
know how people, their shopping habits and everything, and everybody's trying to do their best to capture that.
And I know on Saturday, I believe it was, Gather and Play had Santa Claus in the back.
On weekends they're doing that. Right
Yeah.
now.
And they set up this beautiful arrangement in the back for Santa and for people to come in. And if you buy something in the store, you get a free picture with Santa. If you don't buy anything in the store, you can get, it's $10 just to help cover the cost of it. So it's pretty reasonable. And I think it's, a good thing to go out and support. So if you want to, and the picture's great because I did one, not with Santa, I did one by myself because I was there when Santa wasn't there. But I just, yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, was that throwing me under the bus? No?
I was
Okay.
disagreeing.
Oh, okay. So we got to wrap up. But John, what are some of the things that are going on between
There's a lot
now?
of things happening this weekend. There's other events. The Art Museum's got an event going on this weekend. The city's got an event this Friday night at the train depot. They're going to do train depot lighting, and they have a little marketplace going on out there. There's the Christmas tree farm, Dave's Christmas tree farm across the way. So if you don't have your tree, that's a great place. He's a local Santa Paula guy that's been here, that's done stuff. He comes from Oregon.
I think he's got a lot of great things that he
and
does.
he has great entertainment every night.
Yeah.
Too. So he gets big bonfire going. So that's cool. Continue the shopping downtown. There's a lot of great things going on. Come here. You have a show coming up this weekend.
We have a show coming up this Friday
Yeah.
for improv, and then the following Friday we have our Spellbound at the table.
Yeah, so we got a lot of cool things going on this weekend too.
So the tree lighting, so they're going to actually have vendors out on the street?
My understanding, they're going to have vendors as well out there.
Okay.
Right where we used to have the old farmers market.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where they're going to do some stuff, and they're going to have a tree lighting. I think Santa's going to make an appearance there. There's also the Santa toy drive train, so Santa's going to jump on one of the trains on, I think it's the 7th. So they're going to come in for their annual toy drive. So we're asking people to come out and bring a toy, and all the toys they collect in Santa Paula, that goes right back into the community. So that they donate them back. So there's a lot of events coming up. Yeah, if you go to
I need to check with the city about a booth.
I know.
I didn't hear about that.
So, but you can find everything on the SantaPaulaChamber.com website. Go on the social media pages between the City of Santa Paula, the Tourism Bureau, your site, House of Magic. The Chamber's got a pretty strong presence on Instagram and social media now. So there's a lot of things happening in our community. So I think that when I mentioned last week, we had like 24 different events in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That are all holiday related.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's crazy.
and then next week there's more stuff coming up too. So we'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next Wednesday we will have Sydney, provided I remember to send the email, which I will as soon as we get off. But we will have Sydney on from Athens Services, who is the sponsor of the show. So we'd like to give a shout out to Athens for that. And with that, stay safe, shop small, and we'll see y'all next week.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.